Do you remember Power Rangers Aquaforce?
The Power Rangers team that splashed its way onto PMC and Kezza's live streams?
A show still about marine life fighting against the corruption of the surface?
If you don't worry. But for those who were involved, thank you so much for all you've done. We thank you for joining the Discord and helping with the process over this last year. Thank you again. But yeah, a year ago, I mean, it's over a year ago now. Oh god, sorry about that, guys. Over a year ago, almost two, Tonkatsu did a panel at PMC, and that panel was a create your own Power Ranger show, created by the guests who shouted out prompts, and together we created Power Rangers Aquaforce. It was left for a while till I finally decided, let's do something with it. I explained it to you, the viewers, and you came through, helping to create the world's lore and the characters alongside me in streams, Discord chats, and I just want to say thank you so much. It's wild to see art and designs being created for the characters we talked about, suits being made and music and animations too being constructed with so much love and attention. It started with a panel, then went to Klutz all those years ago, and now we are here with a proper lore update. But for those who still want to come and join us as we continue to try and do something with this prompt, join my Discord to be a part of this creative process. Or tag me on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, if you do anything outside of the Discord. I'm so looking forward to seeing what you guys create from now on. So, let me once again introduce you guys to the world of Power Rangers Aquaforce as we know it so far. Dive in!
Now let me put on my frog hat. If you see my eyes go back and forth like this, blame the extremely long script she sent us. Meow.
Here we have the map of the new world. Welcome to Earth, but not as we know it. Well, yet. You know that scene from The Wild Robot where the birds fly over rising seas? It's that. And the song, Year 3000, but they live underwater. It's also that. But a bit of boring admin first, sorry. Due to the inevitable rising seas in several thousands of years in the future, it's predicted only a few countries or parts of those countries will still be standing, unfortunately. England's not looking too good, I'm not gonna lie. So with that in mind, it's the perfect place to set a story set underwater. And as the world will evolve and change due to issues we all know about, like ice caps melting, oil spills, and drilling, global warming and more, this is what the world could look like. This world we see here is the setting of our show, with an underlying message of protecting our world from potential environmental issues we have currently. The extreme message underlying our Power Rangers show while we watch it. Kinda dark, but a good setting for a story, don't you think?
Due to the New World layout and lack of land through the years, humans would have to move to the mountains and safe havens dotted around the world set up by several groups for more protection, which of course, humans without a home would flock to. For their protection and safety. Some people won't understand what this means for others, but media literacy. Who will get what we're talking about? We'll see. But one place which promises sanctuary and safety is Groggle's Paradise, which is not all it's said to be. A facade of safety, but actually a front for our main villain, Grogglemon. Guaranteeing to fix the world with high-tech science, but actually making it much worse for their own gain. We'll touch on the villains in the next video, so get excited for that one, Ribbit. For now, we can tell you that they still use toxic sludge, still they're oil tycoons, but there are so much more. Back to Groggle's Paradise though, it's like an RPM where the world is bad on the outside, but inside the dome, it's a safe base for the leftover people to thrive and live once again. Also like the spaceship in WALL-E, where people ignore the world outside as it deteriorates and dies. Well, that's pretty dark, so for now, let's go under the sea.
In comparison to the land up top, sea life has grown, mutated, and changed to become the dominant species on our planet, much smarter and more evolved than humans ever thought it could get. Maybe it's due to generational genetic mutations or something darker, but we'll get into that in the future. Let's say that the evolution is kind of extreme for now, changing and adapting to their surroundings, kind of like King Odr, where thousands of years in the future we have kingdoms rise and societies form, but here it's just under the sea and flourishing. Each kingdom has their own economy and working civilizations with each other, each one having their own king or ruler, a ranger/fighter, and a purpose to the entire world, living with modified bodies given from their evolution as well as the pearls that power the new life cycle.
What do you all think so far? All of this was created in collaboration with me and you all in chat, so please give yourselves a pat on the back. But we aren't done just yet. Let's get into the suits, the heroes, and the story, as well as their specific kingdoms. Let's dive in even more.
Just to start off, every suit design was incredible, and it was a great collaborative process. So many suit designs were created, and we love them all, starting off with Klutz Arts at the very beginning, then getting designs from s.p.d, Butterscotch, Diggs, TGL Animation Studio, but we ended up using the designs from Neo Biohazard, who combined all of them together to create something incredible. There's elements I love from each designer and their suits, so I'm glad they were able to put it all together. You'll see on screen how amazing these designs are. Each suit, of course, will be dedicated to the Ranger's animal, having tails or body parts change the form and outline specifically to what they can do and feature characteristics of that animal. It's very Q Ranger in that way, allowing capes, scarves, and wolfy legs to change and diversify the suit's look, which was very important to us, as you can tell because I'm a frog. Also thinking about Dawn Brothers robot changes forming the suits into animalistic versions of them too, which we will get to at some point. These might even connect to the mecha transformations, but again, we'll see later.
We have a tail with the shark, for example, and leafy trimmings for the sea dragon, as well as purified forms and corrupted forms for some of the extra rangers. Of course, we do have our main team though. In order of leadership, we've got white, red, yellow, purple, and green, all with a blue accent, which was requested and not changed from the panel, followed by our own 6th and 7th Rangers, orange and black, or should we actually say rust orange and oil black. Very specific, for a very specific reason. It's to add some intrigue and pizzazz to our Ranger team look, but let us know what you think. This was a huge collaboration between amazing artists, and we really got some incredible artwork for this, like tons and tons of incredible artwork, so thank you guys. Those who did these, please take a bow.
But for now, the actual heroes. These artists not only designed the suits, but they are also, along with many others, helped to design and create the actual heroes with me. So, let's get into it. Bear in mind, each ranger will have a human form, a fish form called a hydran form, and a fish form. And as we go through the characters, we will also discuss each kingdom, what they're all about, their monarchs, and possible sidekicks too, that will help out as companions. But we might catch on that one in the next video. We did a lot of planning, so bear with.
Me looking at the next paragraphs. First off, we have the Kingdom of the White Pearl. Names of the kingdoms haven't officially been decided yet, so if you would like to contribute, you can join the Discord or comment below. We'll certainly read them. That probably sounded sarcastic, but we will certainly read them. But back to the Kingdom of the White Pearl. It is the land of the pearls, of course, in the North Pacific, near the shores of Japan, near the Mariana Trench, kinda in that area, which is the birthplace of the pearls that power the rest of the ocean world, and the kingdom is in charge of the pearls, protecting them as they created and supply to other places. They are ruled by a stand-in queen, who is extremely cold and calculating after their previous White Ranger died, or went MIA in the past, in case you want to keep this more as a kids show, like Power Rangers. Because that's what it is. Quite a ruthless character, always with the opinions that their ranger loyalty lies with the kingdom due to the loss of their old White Ranger. She has been designed by Neo as their old octopus, in an elegant cloak, but we'll see what her own motivations are later down the line. Once again, names aren't fully set in stone, so if you have any ideas, you know where to put them. In the comments below, or Kezza's Discord. But for now, let's talk about the leader of the Ranger team, Pacifica, the White Aquaforce Ranger. They are a sea angel, and they may be small and unassuming IRL, but have you seen one eat? I know I haven't. Have you seen them hunting? It's wild! As you can tell, Kezza wrote this part of the script. They're also toxic. Let's actually talk about the abilities and characteristics of sea angels first, as having knowledge of them, will kind of help. So for now, sea angels, not frogs. Did you know that sea angels are actually toxic and quite scary, as we mentioned, especially when they eat? I still haven't seen one eat, so I'm pretty sure Kezza will put it somewhere on the screen. Right, Frog Coast? Right. Even though the size is small initially for Pacifica, they will be unassuming and will actually end up being very dangerous if you push them too hard. Maybe they'll be untouchable due to toxic skin, leading to their closed-in, cold leadership, also helped by the fact that they are still grieving the loss of their father, the previous White Ranger. But also when pushed to the brink or for a final attack, they will do this. I assume it's on screen. They're also going to be super quick and calculating overall, expecting a high standard and having trust issues, calling rangers by their colors instead of their real names to remain unattached to everyone. This is also added to the fact that to them, soon becoming the ruler instead, taking over that position, but secretly wanting to find their father as soon as they can. Also for the best part of the character, and no matter how many people may try and take this away from us, because I'm this too. I think Kezza wrote this in her voice, but I'm also agreeing with this. Pacifica is gender neutral. Did you know that sea life is actually gay? As people may say it's unnatural, but hear me out about sea angels. They start off as male, but as they grow, they naturally develop both female and male parts. So by the laws of nature, it only seems fitting that Pacifica will start off male, and throughout the show, will start to naturally transform to female, or gender neutrality. There is no stigmatism for this in the Sea World, and neither will there be in this story. What happens here for our Pacifica will be acceptance of their body changing, surrounded by love and acceptance, but also the loss of what connects them to their parents who they lose. This will be part of their character progression, starting off as male and going off into gender fluidity. And if anyone thinks this doesn't belong in a kid show like Power Rangers, Cosmic Fury has a lesbian relationship.
Since I am infamous or famous for my red, just everything red, chair's red, I'm wearing black today, but anyways, I'm talking about the Red Ranger. The Red Kingdom is the war state around the Indian Ocean, so it's dedicated not just to war, but also the protection of the sea world with other worlds. It's full of much stronger species, with a feared army of sharks and much more. The army itself is led by the father or mother of our ranger. They are not of royal blood, but they are the competent side of this kingdom, in comparison to the actual monarch, who is comically pompous and incompetent because they have such a strong military beneath them. They feel no need to care or worry about their kingdom. Living is just pure comfort, so the army leader is the one that actually kind of runs the country. In other words, this country needs that strong leader. There's rumors of a rebellion that might be on the rise, and a new party in favor of the army general taking over as true king, but that's for the future. So we have the actual ranger, the Red Aquaforce ranger named Taiga. She is the second in command and daughter to the army general from a family of tiger sharks, hence the name Taiga, so her name is quite ironic. This was also chosen at the panel, so don't hate us for this, and we can't really call a pufferfish Taiga, can we? So, they have a very close connection to the White Kingdom due to the proximity of the two of them, but also due to their family positions. They're both acting as kind of childhood friends slash rivals to lovers, another thing everyone wanted. Taiga herself, though, like the shark, she will be stereotypically rowdy like most sharks are in movies and stuff like that. They love to play fight, train with the friends, but also in actual combat against their enemies because they're so good at fighting, really. And the humans, who she has a deep hatred for due to humans from the past, or our present, or their present, hurting them for their fins, skins, and much more, of course. She's going to start off aggressive and unpredictable as such, especially to those she doesn't know, but once she warms up, she will still be aggressive and unpredictable, but for the purpose of protecting you. Kind of tsundere-esque. As mentioned before, they are from that working class background, but due to the father or mother's rise, still no specific gender on them, their rise into stations to army general, they had that connection to the top, but understand what it's like at the bottom. So people in the streams, the live streams, also not the water streams, I just felt like that should be clarified. They also love the idea that they forced the Pearl to choose Taiga, choose her, maybe due to the selfishness or even because of a dangerous situation, which leaves the Pearl broken a little bit and needs to be fixed. So, as a shark, her design, her abilities, like she has like dark vertical stripes across her body, which apparently like younger sharks have. But since when she grows up, they'll slowly disappear, showing growth in herself, but also time passing, possibly because of the breakage of the crystal as well. She's going to have a great sense of sight and smell, along with crazy jaw strength. I don't know why I did that. And, you know, it's like the movie Jaws, but Jaws is the good guy. But really, you know, if you think about it, I guess, Jaws himself is the good guy in that movie because he's just trying to get food, you know? He's just living his life. And these stupid townspeople are like, oh, let's kill the shark. But he's just trying to get food. Maybe you guys just shouldn't be at the beach if there's a shark attack, right? I mean, this has gone on far too long. Just food for thought, you know, something to think about.
So, as the others are claiming their characters and their colours, I'm gonna say the Yellow Kingdom is mine. The Yellow Kingdom is next, but this time in the North Atlantic Sea, in between America and the UK, like that sort of area. This kingdom is a strange one, as we're not 100% sure what happens in this kingdom. It's less constructed lore-wise. However, we do know it's not quite functional. Possibly even a kingdom on the brink of implosion. The monarch here we are thinking of is either a senile king or queen, like an Avatar, The Last Airbender, and the Earth Kingdom with Boomy. But we are kinda leaning on this other one. An edgy teen who has recently taken over, and the surrounding members of their court are trying to influence them to favour their side. But this king just wants to do anything else. Adds a bit of diversity and instability to this kingdom that is in need of fixing. But on to their respective ranger. We have Ro, the yellow Aquaforce ranger. He is a sea dragon, not a seahorse. Dragon. If you get that, Mulan fans, thank you for being here. He was designed by Butterscotch, and what can I say, but what a distinguished gentleman. He is probably British through and through, or even continental, as described by Stream. But overall, so far, he is what everyone has described as the Doctor Who of the show, in characterization and in backstory, but let me explain more. He is snarky, up his own butt, sarcastic, obnoxious, and a perfectionist. He is a symbol of grace and beauty, due to his hydran and sea dragon form, seen as a worthy gem for his beauty, but unfortunately he is also the last sea dragon known underwater. This would explain his superiority complex, as he is regarded as precious and revered, but he's lonely and damaged, so he puts up walls of protection around him and his heart. And that's because his backstory is quite tragic. For more on that though, let's look at the sea dragon's abilities, as it will make sense for some of the lore. For their appearance, they have leaf-like appendages, and though they are beautiful and exotic looking to some, those appendages are actually more used for camouflage. So no matter how much Ro will flaunt and soak up all the attention, he has the perfect power of blending into his surroundings, his invisibility. Another fact that will have the human world turning, for both seahorses and sea dragons, the men are the ones who will be holding onto the babies and protect them till they are born. Crazy twist, huh? But very natural. This makes us want Ro, though obnoxious and cold initially, to actually just be afraid of rejection, as he can be a great dad figure when exposed and forced into that role. So, sometime through the series, the team will have a lost child and will have to help them get home. Ro during this time will feel a sense of acceptance and healing after that encounter, as it also heals his past. Now onto the tragic backstory. Grab a box of tissues. I promise you will need them. Where seahorses will give birth to all young at the same time, sea dragons give birth releasing a young one by one over 24 to 48 hours, or even a few days. So imagine being born the first of many, and having all the attention one day and get forgotten by the last. This is so obviously dramatizing it for the character, as most sea dragons will be independent once born. But hear us out. Continuing on, after the last one is born, is coddled by their parents and now the hoarder of all the attention, taking the attention away from the other siblings. What an attention seeker! The youngest one getting all the attention. Have we heard of this one before with older siblings? Or even, for those musical lovers, there is Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. The youngest hated for being loved by the parents too much, so they sold him off. Yeah, we're doing that. The siblings hated the attention Ro got, so they will eventually try and get them lost, or some sabotage to get rid of them. Sold as a slave, or even to be kept as a pet. Well, did you know that divers often take sea dragons to keep them as pets in our present day? But what if they separating him from the group may have in fact saved their lives, as humans or some ruthless gang comes by and kills off the rest of his family before his very eyes. And the only thing he can do from the sidelines is hide, using his leafy appendages to camouflage. All comes full circle. Hence, they are the only sea dragon left in the known sea world, subjected to being the last of his kind and being protected in the kingdom as a tragic gem for safekeeping. Idolized, but never touched. And that is our Yellow Ranger. Sad, huh? We're expecting tears.
Hi
Hey there, Kezza from the future here. I just wanted to pop in here while you guys are listening to Butterscotch's first draft of the opening for Power Rangers Aquaforce. You also heard it's Jeppy's version at the beginning, so please enjoy those openings. But for now, I just wanted to pop in here and show you guys the merch that we just got. It's Yaraka theme. We got all the different art over the years I've got. If you want this Kezza Henshin merch, go to the description where the link will be. Even if you don't buy it, just go say hi to the website, have a little look around. Makes all those hours of me setting it up worth it. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. We worked so hard on creating this world, so please enjoy the rest of the Rangers.
Moving on quickly to the Green Kingdom. Finally, the best kingdom because it's for me, and it's a very calm kingdom. Not like me. This one goes to the South Atlantic Ocean, one of growing and harvesting, a nurturing place that takes those who are lost and in need of a home, and their leaders of the same mind, one who wishes not for war, but for peace. A kind old hydrant who wants nothing more than to get to his crops and help his kingdom eat and live. Others see him as an old fool and soft, a liability for the safety of the ocean world, but others respect his mind and listen to his wisdom. Soft, kind, and loving, sort of like Hachioja from King Oger. We don't have a specific aquatic animal for them yet, but, as always, give us some suggestions. Though the ranger for this kingdom is an electric eel, it doesn't have to be the same species as they are found and brought into this kingdom, but we'll discuss more on this now. As we have learned how gay and ruthless the ocean can be, this kingdom's ranger has another sad origin. Mist is our green Aquaforce ranger, the electric eel of the team, known as the engineering airhead who is often not on this plane of existence for communication. They live in the farming kingdom, yes, but with their electric charge abilities from the eel within, everyone on stream wanted them to be one who loves to invent things. They're an engineer who wants to help the kingdom they were adopted into when they were found lost as a young hydrant. They're a big fish with huge ideas surrounded by smaller fish with different ideals, inspired by electric eels being surrounded by smaller fish or a mini posse out in the deep sea. Also want to point out this is the first time Kezza wrote eel correctly in the script. But that won't stop Mist from working on hydroelectric energy sources to help out where they can. The rest of the kingdom does not understand the need for this energy, but some are happy with the help. Mist, trying to give back to his community, is hyper-fixed on this, causing some to be annoyed by him. He may be weakest in the fight, but has a heart of gold and a mind of Einstein in a way, or Nikola Tesla if we want a better scientist. As for the electric eel power specifically, electric eels are actually not eels, but are actually closely related to catfish and carp. Even though they are very similar to eels, nor an eel. But back to it. Electric eels are said to have poor eyesight and are more night owls than you would think. Due to this, we decided that Mist will have goggles on and or be partially blind, but with their inventions, they can work around it and will definitely be a night owl of sorts. They'll be creating things at night while the team rests alongside another companion of theirs, named River, but we'll chat about River later. A few more things for Mist, then we'll move on. 1. Electric eels can apparently jump out of water, and that's pretty scary. So this will work hugely for when they jump out of the water for mecha fights possibly, and allow for maybe a sort of propulsion or even a Kamen Rider kick? I mean, I would like that. Let's please keep that, that sounds amazing. We are leaning more towards Transmask, but as always, we want to hear what you think.
So, since red and blue make purple, purple is close enough to red that I can talk about it again. So I'm back. Purple Kingdom is in the South Pacific Ocean, one of the favorite kingdoms that you guys have been helping come up with so far. They've got a main kingdom area, but the hydrants, as they're called, of this kingdom are very outgoing and literally go between the kingdoms all the time. So they're a traveler nation, even though they have a specific location marked out for them. So traveling merchants, delivery companies, really only coming back for mating seasons like stingrays, which is our ranger. They'll go back and forth between the kingdoms, distributing goods, helping pearls being taken to different settlements. Maybe the other kingdoms hire them, like the White Kingdom did, hired them to distribute the pearls. The leader of the kingdom is going to be charismatic, jolly, a great tradesman, kind of what you would imagine the leader of a country like this would be. He gets good prices from everyone and is very good with customers, a businessman through and through. He's possibly a father to the ranger, but we'll see where the story takes us. Now, as for the ranger of this kingdom, Sucha is the purple Aquaforce ranger, a stingray, as mentioned, from the South Pacific. also as mentioned. We see them as a bit of a loner, mysterious character type because of the traveling and stingray tendencies, but also with a mischievous streak. I really got the two mischievous characters, didn't I? Very AFMAL coded for those Minecraft roleplay fans out there. Kezza, I don't know what this means, but I trust your viewers do. And she has an obsession with the pearls. Viewers wanted them to be very unique, for example, being the oldest of the main group, but the shortest. Pronouns mean they, them. Oh, my bad, I said she. And also maybe they're on the spectrum for autism slightly because of their stingray tendencies. Are stingrays autistic? That's a real question for me. So Kezza in the stream did some research. If it is slightly incorrect, you can let us know. But from what they found, people who have autism often find solace in being alone because of their social battery. They aren't lonely, just solitary. So Sucha, being brought up in a society where you're going to be alone for most of the year because you're traveling around and delivering, and really only being at home for a small amount of time, feels a bit similar. They enjoy being alone, but they do desire that social connection and friendship with others they know, whether they're stingrays who are more outgoing or migrating in massive schools like in Finding Dory, if you've seen that movie. Sucha yearns for that sense of belonging and accidentally becomes a ranger when transporting pearls, possibly, as I heard, their cry for that connection. So in a way, becoming a ranger is that dream come true for them as they wish for that connection with the team and maybe hyperfixate on the pearls themselves, but now also a slight curse, they're interacting with others who are very different to them. The rest of the team is still loud and socially contrasting, however, with that similar goal of saving their friends and home. It's a big enough shared interest that connects them all and helps Sucha through their struggles. Kezza loves this for Sucha's character, but let us know if we said anything specifically incorrect just so we can get it perfect. Thomas also likes this idea, because actually being like an introverted, autistic, social outcast that gets friends because they're a Power Ranger, it was kind of fun. I like that.
Now it's time for the extra rangers, so let's get into it. We're starting off with the Orange Kingdom. This is a very different kingdom situation compared to the others. No one has really heard from them in many years. We won't really even talk about them for a while in the show, like many 6th Ranger situations. But there is a reason for that. This kingdom, many years ago, was actually part of an initiative organized between a group of surviving humans from above and the newly formed Hydrons down below, in an attempt for peace and safety. Similar to Groggle's Paradise, but with the intention of bringing both sides together. This kingdom actually welcomed humans into their kingdom, but as humans do, they brought an industrial setting to the kingdom, and this set off the warning signs for the rest of the Hydron community. Pollution got worse, and with this experiment deemed a failure, but the Orange Kingdom refused to budge on the community they created. They were cut off from the humans and from the rest of the ocean, shunned for what they attempted and scorned for their stubbornness. However, as life moved on, their kingdom did not die, but develop into something different. The humans and the fish cohabiting a kingdom together, and adapting to be a combination of the two. When we enter this part of the world, which is one part of the Arctic Ocean, we enter a society combined the most between the humans that stayed below and the fish left behind, ending up being led by our very own Orange Ranger, with a vendetta against both the top and the bottom. This was an idea I loved from the get-go, and as a typical 6th, they start off as a difficult ranger to recruit. Let's introduce you to Khalid. He is a combination of human and pufferfish, one who grows in size due to his fish side, like All Might and 7 Deadly Sins Escanor when angry, and reverts to a smaller human when relaxed, having spikes as freckles and spiky hair to match. He is the leader of his own kingdom, which hasn't happened yet so far in the team, as he has had to step up to the plate to keep their community going, but is supported by his own helper or minion called Poof, his brother. More pufferfish than human, but we'll talk about him in a bit. For now, let's get into some pufferfish characteristics that we think fit Khalid very well. Inspired by the pufferfish, we want Khalid to be brave yet foolish, due to the saying in Japan that if you eat fugu, you are brave, but also a fool, because of the risks that come with consuming pufferfish. It even had a ban on its preparation and serving due to how poisonous it was if eaten and served incorrectly. We think this matches our vibe of our pufferfish. Growing large and feeling brave, but losing some of his scent when poofed out, as well as his foolish bravery. We also wish for him to be a romantic idiot too, as pufferfish are known for making elaborate displays of shells and more when trying to woo a partner. Hence his characteristic a romantic fall. Oh, another thing, did you know that baby pufferfish are actually cannibals? Yes, cannibals. In a way, Khalid and Poof probably attacked and ate their other siblings as babies, hence there are only 2, or maybe 3. I don't know yet, but hence why his brother Poof has already been added into his kingdom as a named character. Though he may have a bite out of his ear or something similar, they joke about it as siblings do. Oh, also, final note, and I don't know why I have this as a note, but probably won't be used, but apparently dolphins use them to get high. Yeah, I don't know why I know that fact now, but I do. And now you do. So you're welcome. But let's move on to the last ranger. The Black Kingdom doesn't exist. It is a ghost town in the other part of the Arctic Ocean, destroyed and abandoned thousands of years ago, maybe even close to the creation of the world, frozen over and kept hidden under the North Pole ice. There is a lot of mystery to this kingdom, but what I can share to you all is that this is the rumored land of Cthulhu, or even the gravesite of Cthulhu, in fact. But enough of that relic, let's move on to our Black Aquaforce Ranger, Nautilus, who may or may not have some connection to the real final villain. Hint, hint. He is an octopus and corrupted with toxic oil, hence the black design, but without any memories. Not a lot can be shared about his past just yet. You just have to wait for that. All he knows is that he has a little companion named Lulu, who may just be the embodiment of cute but deadly. The intrusive thoughts manifest into a cute little plush. Lulu follows along and reports back to some dark entity while pleading innocence. But come on, you can't stay mad at this little guy. But something shines from within Nautilus as he has been brought into the Orange Kingdom and encounters the travelling Aquaforce team. Something sparking fleeting memories of old. But till more is revealed, I'm gonna keep it all quiet. Only Stream and I know, hehehe. And you can know more if you join our Discord soon. But I will just say, for those wondering and now theorizing, yes, octopuses can be gay. We have finally got to the end.
And for now, there we have it.
There is so much more to discuss with what we have planned, but for that, you'll have to wait for the next Aquaforce update, which I promise will arrive sooner than the last video, which is about a year or 2 ago. But will Aquaforce go anywhere? I don't know. But I can't wait to share more of this world with you soon, as it's going to be a crazy journey. But I really want to thank everybody in the Discord and the streams who have been there with me the whole time, helping me through this process, planning with me. I just want to say thank you so much. These two have been hearing a lot about it between me and them, but thank you. They're really excited. I'm really excited, so we'll see where this goes. Also, if you did help, please take a bow in the comments. Please, if you did this bit or that bit, please take a bow now and enjoy the fame because you guys deserve it.
But so far, you guys have only met the heroes.
Wait until next time when we touch upon the songs, the animations, the villains, and that's a lot. You're just gonna have to wait for the next video. It is quite a lot.
More next time, but for now, thanks and see you in the next video. Power Rangers Aquaforce, dive in!
Hey bro, what do you want to eat?
The souls of the innocent.
A bagel.
No.
2 bagels.
Yo, why is he looking at me like that? What's up, little bud? You got a staring problem, pal?
Like what, dude? He's just looking at you. He's a baby.
Look at his face. Dumb little face.
Stop.
Yo, Zan, get your boy, dog.